Greetings, this is Ezreal the Scribe, and speaking to you today from Tillamook, Oregon. I'm on my way to Tunnel Beach, which is a beach on the coast of Oregon between Lincoln City and Rockaway Beach, and apparently it's a trail that leads to a tunnel that once you go through the tunnel, it empties out into a hidden beach. And I'm very excited about that. But I've stopped along the way here in Tillamook at the Tillamook Creamery, as you can see behind me, and Cheese Factory to get some lunch and explore the creamery, and I will share some sights within. If you ever come out here, I do recommend coming during the week. On the weekend, it is really crowded. I waited a good 40 minutes in line for food, but their food is worth it. They've got some of the best cheeseburgers, cheese curds, and different foods. Highly recommend. Stay tuned if you want to see more of what I'm about to share, the alchemy of making cheese, as well as my adventure to Tunnel Beach. Stay tuned. So this is the Tillamook Cheese Factory. This is the car you can get pictures taken in. As you can see behind me here, there's a little cafe, and then where you can get ice cream over there. As you can see, it's quite packed. And then they do have a store over here where you can get all sorts of cheeses that you would get at a grocery store. And as well over here, it's a nice little store. But on to the tour that they have. I'm going to go over here. They do have a little bit of history along the wall from when they started. As you can see, I'm going backwards. All the way back to 1966 when they had a packaging design. And we keep going. It's been around for quite a few years. Looks like they had a prize winning back in 1958. And built in 1949 is when they built a new creamery, and we're going all the way back to 1854. The ship, that picture you saw, so it was built to carry their dairy goods to the market in Portland. From the Pacific all the way around to the Willamette River, which they brought it down. And then this is the tour, as you can see going up here. It's self-guided. This is where the magic happens, the alchemy of cheese. This place is very huge, as you can see. It's a very big place, and this is a little self-guided tour they have up here. Of course, they wouldn't give their full recipe. But if you're a lover of cheese, this is like a mecca for really good cheese. All right, we're going around the corner, and this is going to the factory. So this first room is where the milk arrives. So as you can see here, the fresh cow's milk goes through the pipes right here, and then it moves over to become curds and whey. So the milk comes over, sits in the vats, and looks like, yeah, they're making yellow cheddar, as you can see. And it's 25% full, or when the vat is 65% full, their starter culture to create lactic acid. So this is kind of like in the stages of alchemy. You're adding the ingredients. You're taking the prima materia, putting it in a container, and then adding different elements to it to create the final product that is the actual cheese. And as you can see, it goes into cooking vats, which heats it up, and each vat holds 50,000 or 53,000 pounds of milk. That's a lot of milk. It looks like there's 4, 5, 6, 7 different vats. So what's 7 times 6,200 gallons? It's a lot. So instead so it sits in there cooking, and that's where it starts to curdle. The cheddar master. So continuing on, it looks like they add salt to the cheese. So every vat, every one of those giant containers gets 165 pounds of salt. That's a lot of salt. My mouth is getting dry just thinking about that much salt. That's a lot of... Like each of these vats gets 165 pounds of salt, but that's a lot of milk. That's like 6,200 gallons of milk. It's a lot of salt though. So there's the cheddar master in the background. There's conveyor belts that kind of level out the whey, and then gets salted, which that kind of looks like a small laundry device, but it's where it gets salted. It's interesting. Yeah. The cheddar master. So it looks like it goes from the salter, and this is where it becomes the cheese. Block just came out. It's interesting. Molds it into the square blocks. Got a nice little video about the history. I'll save that for when you come here. As you can see here is what I was talking about earlier. Those big bricks we saw earlier comes over, gets cut into specific sizes. have a whole process, which is quite fascinating. So how quickly they can make so much cheese. Okay, I've moved along. This is the what they call the blue octopus. It's fascinating. Imagine having to do all this by hand, whereas this machine right here is just pumping them out like hotcakes. Yeah, it looks like I started at the end, because if you look down this way, it's where the cheese gets packaged. Got their own quality checkpoints, and here's a closer look. It's very dedicated work, staring at cheese. Go through a normal metal detector, heat shrink tunnel, and a vacuum sealer. That's how all the cheese gets packaged. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Tillamook factory. I'm going to be heading out onto the tunnel beach, and I'll see you shortly. Welcome back. This is Ezra the Scribe. I made it all the way from Tillamook to Oceanside, which is where I'm assuming this trail to get to the tunnel beach is. And as you can see, it is a small fishing village, or a small little village, but with a beautiful beach and rock formations. The pictures I took a minute ago. So we're gonna journey downward to Oceanside Beach. Apparently, I'm gonna see if this is where the tunnel beach is. I believe it's over there on the far off side. Whew, it's windy, but going to make sure this is where we should be, and then we'll see you shortly. Okay, we're walking out onto the beach. I asked a very friendly stranger who guided me to where up ahead on the cliffs over there. That's where the tunnel is, and to get to the other beach. But sometimes high tide doesn't allow you to pass through. It's all blocked off. But it looks like it might be open. I see it straight ahead, so we're gonna walk that way. But regardless, this is beautiful. Pacific Northwest coastline is so different from what I'm used to in Texas. This is surely not the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, however you call it these days. But I'm gonna keep on trekking. On the stone to see if I can find some agates later. Apparently a lot of rivers wash into the ocean, and then all those stones roll up onto the beaches, especially down in Lincoln City. There's one very particular. You can find a lot of sunstones, sea glass, different types of minerals, and very much so beautiful rocks. Man, so far it's been a pretty easy stroll across this rocky terrain. It is a little chilly, the wind, but it's like the cliffs have insanity. What's this ride? It's actually I was filmed in Ireland. There's these cliffs. This is pretty big. And you go over here, you got these nice homes out looking out of the ocean. Old money. Yeah, from what I've been told, the cave that you go through is straight ahead. It's like in the middle over there. Actually, there's a cave over here too. There's an entrance, so maybe that's it. We shall see. And forever gooning. This is Goonie country. The woods be thick of them. Look at that line crossing right through there. It's like it's about to open up or something. Eat us whole. Mountain. That'd be wild if that just like opened up and take you to another world. This is all runoff. That's what it is. I was like, where's all this water coming from? But I mean, the sand up here is wet, so I'm sure with high tide, water comes all the way up here. We shall see. It's like a door into the cave. It is. This is it. Shall we enter? We shall continue. This is cool. It's like going right through the mountain. It's light at the end of the tunnel. The myth is true. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. How exciting. Oof. The rocks be everywhere. Boulders. They be boulders. Some driftwood that probably got pulled in by the tide. Oof, slippery. Should probably watch where I'm going. See, this is all pulled in probably when the water was high. Wow, a new beach. Step over here. Gotta figure out how to get down. Okay, and we're back. That was a little bit of a challenge walking through those rocks, but we made it. This is Tunnel Beach, totally separate from Oceanside Beach, which is on the other side of this big wall right here. And as you can tell, there's a lot of people here, but you know, it's not accessible by car, or it's more secluded, which makes it cool. And you get a better glimpse of these big megalithic stones out here in the small ridges. So beautiful, peaceful. Negative ions is just like wah, 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 wah. Probably doesn't do that, but I think it's cool. Oh, what is this? It's a cave. Makes me think of like that. This is like that Game of Thrones, that cave underneath the castle. So behind all of this cave, that's where that tunnel was. But I guess high tide moves in here, fills it up. So I'm gonna get walking. Yeah, high tide fills this up, I bet. Why does that look gold? Solid gold! Makes me wanna create a Minecraft thing and just go crazy. So, I made it. This is Tunnel Beach Cave. It's apparently, again, high tide fills it up so often you can't get to it, but today we could. A new adventure, Tillamook with the alchemy of the cheese. As you saw, once the milk gets added to the vats, the fire, that heats it up, causes it to coagulate, and then it gets through the cheddar master that separates. That's the another process in alchemy, the separation. And then it takes that material and it gets added to another layer that gets molded, forged into a new ingredient, which we call the cheese. And then it goes through the process of being aged, which is another form of alchemy. The Caligula Salve, and then the end product is a big brick of good cheddar. And then that's what goes in a lot of our good stuff. But the alchemy of cheese and the journey through the tunnels of Oceanside to Tunnel Beach. And I'll flip it because it's just beautiful. It's like this cave here, around the corners of the tunnel, and then it empties into the secluded beach over here. Then, as you can see, you can't get to it going from where I parked on the other side. You can't get to it. Well, you probably could way down there, but it does really far. So really, that tunnel to get to it from Oceanside is the only way to get to this one. Again, you get a better view of these big, massive rocks out in the ocean. Rocks and stones coming out of there, the earth, and probably who knows how long ago. Geologist, so I'm not going to start spouting numbers, but it's just beautiful. It's very different. Hearing the ocean waves is peaceful. And man, my fingers are starting to freeze. It's just so beautiful. When I walk over to the water, it's crystal clear. Water is cool. The Pacific Ocean is so cool. But if you look at the water, it is so clear. You can see right, everything down there. And it's not like murky or muddy waters of the Gulf. And occasionally you'll find shells like this. Looks like it was a sand dollar at one time, but it's a part of one. Getting back to the earth. This little tour of the Pacific Northwest, Tillamook with the Tillamook Cheese Factory, and Tunnel Beach here at Oceanside. And I do recommend coming out and checking them out both yourself if you ever have a chance. It's just nothing like it. Like, Tillamook is surrounded by mountains. The town of Tillamook is surrounded by mountains, and it's all farmland with cows and dairy, and you get this big barn with a lake. It looks beautiful, like country setting, something like you see in Cleveland, Texas, or like way out in the country. And then you drive about, what was it, like 15 minutes from Tillamook, and you're here on the ocean coast. You're here at the Tunnel Beach, Oceanside, and you're walking around megalithic stones from millennia, and beautiful beaches. Again, I'm going to look for agates, because apparently a lot of agates and sunstones and stuff here. And If you liked my video, I'm gonna do more videos of going places because I love to explore, have mini adventures, road trips, things like this, and also like to talk about spirituality with it. Today it was the alchemy of cheese, but more to come. Hit like and subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.